You're listening to the Full Court Press with your host, Drew Duncan. Don't you dare touch that dial. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Full Court Press. I am your host, Drew Duncan. You guys know the rap sheet. I am on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Drew Duncan83, and you can listen live all day, every day at ksunradio.org. That's KSUN radio.org. Guys, I'm really excited to have our guest on today. He is from Bellator MMA. He is former featherweight Bellator champion, and he comes in with a fantastic record of 22-7. He's going to be hitting hard and heavy come 184 this Friday. Everybody, please welcome to the program Pat Curran right here to the Full Court Press. Pat, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely. You're very welcome. Hey, by the way, and I've got to get this question out there first. I noticed that you run a gym down there in Illinois where you're from, and you're teaching predominantly kids that are 6 to 12 years of age. Why have you chosen the true youth of America to teach jiu-jitsu to?
I was teaching a class down there. I was doing it for a few months, and I ended up stopping and found another job. But when I was doing it, loved it, dude. It was a lot of fun working with the kids, building the program, seeing their confidence grow, week by week, showing them techniques, them soaking it in like a sponge, and then sticking to the techniques, later on in the live goes, and just overall, just seeing the happiness and the satisfaction on the faces, and it's definitely worth it. And hearing from the parents too, the parents loved it. They can see a completely turn around in their kids, their attitudes, their confidence levels, their self-esteem. I mean, it was a very rewarding part of my time doing that. And one day I want to go back and do that again. But right now I'm not at the right stage in my life to commit to that yet.
I got to think that helped you in part of your, we'll call it recovery. You thought about walking away from MMA. You were dealing with high depression and anxiety. What was it about that moment where you were at this point where I can't do this anymore to, I've got to forge through and continue on no matter what?
Anxiety, depression, man, it comes along with I want to say the sport. We put our bodies through a lot of stress. We put a lot of pressure on top of our shoulders. We spar a lot. We're getting hit in the head, which is not something you want to do or want to have done on a daily basis. So it causes a lot of issues down the road. But I made a lot of changes in my life to where I'm not training like that anymore, and I'm not sweating small stuff. I'm 30 years old. I've been doing this about 10 years. I'm very comfortable where I'm at in my life. I made some other changes in my life where, I'm working a full-time job and training, so I'm really enjoying the process right now and the journey, getting to this point. I'm very fortunate to be here. I love the fact that I'm able to, work a full-time job and then have, this career still going and possibly, being a 3-time world champion down the road. I'm very, very happy that I can kind of balance both right now, and it's just kind of, I guess, bringing out a new person to me, I guess.
Ronda Rousey was very vocal through her time in depression. I've had Felice Herrig and Cub Swanson both on this program. One of the things that they both talked about was you're constantly fighting, and then when you lose, people walk up to you and they treat it like it's a funeral, and I'm sorry for your loss. I mean, is that exactly what it's like?
It's just, I guess it's just your state of mind, man. When you're winning and you're on top, man, you're on top of the world. When you lose, you put so much pressure and so much on top of your shoulders there that it all falls off when you lose. And it's an emotional roller coaster, and just dealing with the fans, dealing with your people after, your family and friends afterwards, and everyone's apologizing to you. That's just given. It's going to happen. Everyone, obviously they feel bad and they don't want to see you lose, but it's a constant reminder after that loss, like, oh yeah, hey, thanks for bringing that up, thanks for reminding me again. If you're hearing it a month after the fight, you want to get over and past it and move on. But say you haven't seen somebody in a month, they just bring it right back up again. So, yeah, I mean, that can be depressing and, just tiring over time, but, that just comes with the job title, I guess. I mean, we have ultimate highs and ultimate lows in this sport, and, like I said, it's just an emotional roller coaster.
David Rickles is a Bellator fighter. He's from right here in Wichita, Kansas. One of the things that he told me one time when I interviewed him was, I remember when MVP knocked dude's head, you could fit a cup on there. I'm sure you saw that fight happen. And
yeah,
he told me that like 50 different people were tagging him on Facebook. He's like, yeah, thanks for reminding me what I do is dangerous. Do you think social media plays a big part into this too, with the comment section and everything?
Yeah, to a point, man. If you're real big on social media and you're on it on a daily basis, then yeah, it could get to you. But I'm one of those guys where I'm not really on it that much. Don't spend too much time on it, so I really don't get caught up in the social media world.
One last question for you, Pat, before we get out of here. As I said, we know you're very busy. Bellator has been making a lot of big moves. They've been doing pay-per-views. They've been having great showcases in New York. For 183, they unveiled the Flying Cage out in California. What is it you think about Bellator that is making a transition to where they're truly competing with the UFC right now?
Yeah, man, they're signing a lot of big names. They're putting on a different show. They're not sticking to the same routine over and over. So they're mixing it up well. They're doing the MMA fights alongside with the kickboxing fights. They're traveling all over the world. They're signing big names. I mean, just overall, we're putting on great performances for the crowd, the fans to watch. And on top of it, it's free. We do couple pay-per-views here and there, but the majority of the time it's free live on Spike, and that's what the fans want.
Pat, as I do with all of my guests, you've got a moment to have the floor. It is all yours, bud. Anything you want to say, go ahead.
Dude, I just want to thank everybody that's helped me get to this point in my career, my coaches, my team I'm training with, Valflow and Wooddell, Nick, Speed of Sport in Kenosha, Brett, Vinny, just everybody, my girlfriend, my parents, my brother, everybody that's helped me get to this point right now. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the help. And, I'm excited to put on a great performance on Friday night.
We'll be looking forward to it. Thank you, Pat, once again for being on the program. This is the Full Court Press. I am Drew Duncan. I am on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Drew Duncan 83. We'll be back right after this. Don't you dare touch that dial.